manager for the Southeast. Now, this is the point where I'm supposed to stand here and tell you everything that I've ever done with automobiles in my whole life and every achievement, where I went to high school, where I was born, and all that kind of stuff. But the only person that really enjoys hearing all that is my mother, and she's not with us today. So let me skip that, though, and I'll go on to talk to something that you do want to know about, and that's validation. There are 4 steps to what we're going to discuss today. Step 1, as you know, is pre-validation. Now, all of you received a brochure in the dealerships in January explaining what steps were needed for pre-validation, and most of you are pre-validated. But to review, the steps are to appoint an Excel coordinator. Step 2 is to conduct at least 1 prevention meeting per month, create at least 1 action plan that deals with a question on an iSky, TSI, or SRS survey, and to record the meeting agendas, minutes, and action plans on the Excel website. As you also know, if you've done that, you become eligible for the Honda Classic in 04, the Acura Classic in 04, President's Award and Precision Team Awards, and all dealer trips and merchandising awards. When you get home, part of the educational resources to help you become validated are also here. What we have are the dealer validation process workshops, basically what you're sitting in right now. 1 week of CIM, Continuous Improvement Management Training. And many of your facilitators have already taken advantage of the 5-day course, and those of you who are following it are seeing great results in the dealerships. Excel Coordinator Training. Now, this is what your coordinators are going to go through tomorrow. Their workshop tomorrow will make them come home with all the nuts and bolts, everything they need to help you become validated. CBT, computer-based training for new hires. In other words, how does Excel work in your dealership, and how do we take new hires and orient them to Excel? CIP, Continuous Improvement Process. Now, that's what the 2-day workshop you went to last year. That training is also available on the computers for department managers. CIP off-site workshops are also available for buy-sells, for added points, and simply for a dealer who may want to take the management team back and get them back ripped up in Excel. Now, when we've done that, when you go home tomorrow, there are certain things you're going to start down the road on. Dealerships return with the following: self-assessing the dealership. Where are you? Where are you in regards to validation? How close are you? Improving the facility. Now, that's if necessary. So your facilitators here again will have all the P's and Q's of what facility requirements are for validation. Meeting the Excel training requirements for dealers, for managers, in-dealership facilitators, Excel coordinators, and your dealership associates. And you'll start documenting, if you haven't already, sales processes, service processes, parts processes, and the continuous improvement process. And that last part we're going to talk very heavily about this afternoon. Now, step 4 comes validation itself. You've gone down the road, you've done all this stuff, and it's time. Time to raise your hand and say, we're ready. Well, validation is a 2-pronged approach. It comes one with the zones, leading the effort for potential validation. In other words, your team captain will help you identify when you're ready to raise your hand and say, come on over, give me a looking over. They'll help with that. And the validation itself are done by 2 people, an outside observer and the team captain. So someone you know and trust, plus an outside neutral third party. And then we're going to talk later this afternoon about the rewards and recognitions of becoming a validated dealer. We take our afternoon and build it into 3 brackets, or 3 different sections. The continuous improvement process, find, fix, confirm, and prevent. The customer touch processes. We'll talk about what all 13 of those are in map, train, and measure, and the customer experience components necessary for validation. Let's start with the continuous improvement process. Now, the continuous improvement process is the foundation of many, if not most, great companies, and obviously of Honda Motor Company. You know, we're not out selling 87 Accords anymore. It's continuous improvement. That's the foundation of Excel validation. It's not documented, it's not process, it's not maps, but it's continuous improvement is the process. It's the very foundation of Excel. Now, why is it so important? The process, find, fix, confirm, and prevent, helps you find out exactly what your customers want and to meet their wants and needs and expectations and exceed them. Find, fix, confirm, and prevent is the step that you need. Now, does it work? Let's talk about how it works in relation to American Honda.
Excel is a major simultaneously with the introduction after the listening. As you well know, the results.
Have you heard about Jupiter Motors? I'm sure you have. I mean, it was on USA Today a couple days ago. It was on the cover of Time last week. Did a piece on 2020 on it. You all saw it, right? You all heard about Jupiter Motors? Well, if you haven't, one of the things that we do in an effort to bring you the very finest, we've got a correspondent stationed out in the field who can tell you all about Jupiter Motors.
This just in.
Jupiter Motors is coming to a location near you.
Jupiter Motors.
Back again.
Sweeping the U.S.
Jupiter Motors is coming to a location near you. They're down the street. They've broken ground. I'm sure you've seen the signs. They're already starting to build. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about Jupiter Motors? Like we said, we've got two activities this afternoon. We need intense participation to make them work and work effectively, but what we're looking for, make this short, only 5 minutes, what would you do? If Jupiter Motors were right down the street and building, what would you do? Well, I know when they get here, we'd kick them up. But what would you do? What plans would you make? And the question here is, how can Excel, how can find, fix, confirm, and prevent help you deal with Jupiter Motors? We'll give you 5 minutes, and I'll ask for call-outs. Thank you. What was that all about? Why did we do that? Here's why. You never know what's ahead. Won't we agree? We don't know what's ahead out there. You know, we talk about with not knowing what's ahead, we've got to plan ahead. What if? What if? What if there were a Jupiter Motors? You know, funny thing is, if you think about this room, 25 years ago, you were Jupiter Motors. They didn't know what to do about you. So what happened if there were one? So we plan ahead. But what if? We look at every angle, every part of what we're facing. We continuously improve, never be satisfied or complacent. I think that kind of goes without saying, doesn't it? But the other part is getting input from everywhere, from your customers, from your employees, from your competitors. CIP is the process to help you do this. And that's the foundation of validation. Why are we doing it? Well, our continuous improvement process is the foundation of validation. Continuous improvement process. Find, fix, confirm, and prevent. Documentation and maintenance of customer data, conducting regular prevention meetings, and to maintain and utilize the concern resolution process. Find, fix, confirm, and